Hi everybody, how are you? How's your night been? Hopefully you've had good rest. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe if you came to the craftathon, maybe you've had time to rest and relax. Tonight's going to be very messy, and I'm going to warn you guys because I've got stuff everywhere already. You just can't see this half of the table because I've done that on purpose. So I'll give you guys a little bit of opportunity to jump on. Tell me how your day goes. I'm not like Paul, so I definitely am not going to be doing any singing and dancing at the beginning of my live. So hi Deirdre, hi Bernie, hi Kay, hi Janine, hi Anne, hey Joanne. So I'm on my own tonight. Paul's out shopping. He might pop in, I don't know, but he's out at the Spotlight VIP night. So thank you to those guys who have decided that I'm worth it. Alrighty, so how was everyone's day? Let's sort of start there. Oh, hey Tennille, hey Alex. So, alright, I'm going to give you guys an idea. I'm working of all the different stuff that I'm working with. Hi Kylie. So I'm working with a variety of things, and I'm in a very small town, so I've got very limited supplies available, and I really don't like going out and buying supplies when I've got some stuff around the house. So for my first couple of ornaments, I'm just going to show you. Oh, hey Brooke from WA. I'm working with these wooden discs. So I got these from Life of Colour on the internet. Oh, Alex, you got a job at a craft store? I am so jealous. It was very hot today, Kay. Definitely. Hey, Donna. Hi, Sammy. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Gail. Oh, awesome. So I'm also going to be working with some white glitter iron-on and some of the plaid infusible ink for the Joy. So we're going to be playing with the Joy today. I will be playing with the acrylic baubles. So this acrylic bauble I got from Exo Craft Blanks. So it's clear actually. I've just got the protective layer on. And I also have some white baubles that I got from Laser Blanks. So I'm going to be working with a variety of different things. I also have some of the split baubles. So the ones that go in half. And some cardstock, and it's all in here so I can keep it together. Otherwise, you guys know me, I'm going to lose everything before the end of it. I'm playing with a little bit of paint, so I've got a chalk paint and an acrylic paint here. I'm also playing with a ceramic bauble. So it's just an 8cm ceramic bauble. These ones are from Spotlight. It's hollow on the inside. It's very heavy though, so we're playing with that, but that'll be the last one because it's very messy. So stay tuned for that. And just a variety of other vinyls that I'll be playing with. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys what I'm making. I don't even know which one to start on. Alrighty, so Kylie got the discs, so she can't wait to see. I'm actually going to do 2 different styles with the discs, so yeah, it's going to be fun. Hey Wendy, how are you? Awesome. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on the comments, but like we did for the craftathon and like Paul does with all of his lives, if you have a question that you would like me to make sure that I see, can you please pop it all in capitals just so that I can see it all? I'm not going to get offended. I know you're not yelling at me. So yeah, so those guys asking about the ceramic baubles, they're part of the Jolly and Joy range. So that's the tag. I don't put it in front of my face, it might focus. So I don't know, I can share it on the page later just so that you guys might be able to get the numbers off the back, so you can ask Spotlight to look it up for you. But it was in their decorations aisle. There was a couple at my local Spotlight left last weekend when I was there, well, the weekend before. So I don't know if it's still there or if it's out of range. But anyway, we're going to sort of get started. I think we'll start with the acrylic ones that need painting because we'll get the painting out of the way first and get that done. So I'm going to switch over to my overhead camera, and I'm using a little bit of different software. Oh, whenever someone says they don't know where to start, I always think Sound of Music. Lol, let's start. Yeah, definitely you've got to start at the beginning. There's nowhere else to start. So, but if you saw the mess that I have here, you would understand why I'm so hesitant as to where to start. Oh, thank you. I admire it every day too. Alrighty, so I'm going to go to the overhead camera. It's a little bit shorter and probably not as nice a quality, so I do apologize if you can't see much. We're just going to sort of move some things out of the way, and we're going to get started just with the acrylic paints and stuff. So actually, there's two things that I'm painting. Actually, I'll paint this one here and that one there. So I have two different paints. I also, because I'm lazy, have two different paint brushes so that I don't get them mixed up. And I'm just going to take the protective layer off the acrylic bauble. I think these baubles are on sale at the moment at Exo Craft Blanks. So I'm leaving the backing on for the now. I'm just going to take off one layer, and I'm actually going to paint it. Apparently I haven't opened my favorite color paint. Hey Kerry, how are you? I'm actually going to be painting it in just a, I don't know, it's a lavender color. This is just from Spotlight. It's just a Crafters acrylic. It's deco art. I'm giving it a bit of a shake just to make sure that it's all mixed in well. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on here. And with this one here, I'm literally just going to give it a coat, and it will need a second coat. So once it dries a little bit, I'm just going to come over and give it a coat. If you want great coverage first time, I recommend using a chalk paint, but I didn't have a purple chalk paint. So just going to pop that there and pop the paintbrush off to the side. I will come back and give it another coat. It's hot, so you can still see the streaks, but I want it to have a little bit more coverage, so I'll come back and cover it shortly. The next one, though, I'm going to use this black. This is just from the packs that you can get from Kmart. So once again, just give it a little shake. Haven't used this one for a while. I don't think I've ever used this one. It's still got the seal on it, which is not normal for me. Alrighty, so just pop a little bit of the black in, and I'm actually just going to give it a nice paint. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, Natalie, you're ruining the wooden blanks, but I have 20 something odd of these. So I'm allowed to ruin them. So we're just giving it a little paint. It'll all make sense when I get to the end of it anyway, guys, so don't stress. I just wanted a really nice chalky finish on this one. We just give it a little bit more, and you're probably going to hear all the noise outside my house today. So I've got the window right next to me open because it's very hot here. It's been quite a nice cold day for the last couple of days. It's not been super muggy, and then this afternoon it just hit me. And of course these are west facing windows, so we just get the heat in the afternoon in the craft room, which is unfortunate. What do we got there? You're thinking your hands would be black by now. Look, I'm trying to diligently not make a mess, because the last project that I make will be the messiest of them all. So if anyone likes making messy projects, stay tuned for the last one. See, you can already see here that it's not perfect. I've got a little bit of brush strokes over here that I can't get, but just a nice little circle for this one. And because it's chalk paint, it actually dries really, really quickly. So don't stress about that. I won't need to do a second coat of that one. So I'm just going to pop this paint out of the way so that it doesn't get everywhere. And like you, I'm probably going to get this paint everywhere. So I'm probably just going to find somewhere. There we go. Just stuck it in somewhere for the time being. So Deirdre, the wood blanks are from, is it Life of Colour? I put it in the in the description. I'm struggling today with my words. It is in the description though, if you have a look. I just cannot see it right now. So if anybody else can help her out, that would be great. So I can now come and do another coat because this is nearly finished drying. And I'm just going to Just give it a nice coat. It'll probably need another small one in the middle there that doesn't get covered very well. And yeah, I'm probably going to do these a little bit out of order, only so that we've got time for things to dry. So please don't worry. I probably could have thought up 1,000,000,001 different ornaments as well, but I just decided to just go with a handful of different types. So no stresses here from me. We'll pop that to the side to dry as well. So the next one I thought we might be best to sort of sit there and play with is, whilst that's drying, is I thought I might actually show the one that needs a lot of assembly. So I have just placed everything in this bauble so I didn't lose it, and now I can't get it out. So, you know, it's goals right now. Yes, Life of Color. I always change their name up in my head, so thank you so much, Kylie, for confirming that. Alrighty, so right now I have a whole bunch of cardstock. Now, for anybody that likes this file, it's a mess right now, but if anybody likes it, Veronique Whitaker has shared it inside Cricut for Australians, so you by all means can go in and you can make this same file as well. I'm just going to talk about the assembly side of it for you guys. So I've already pre-cut it. It took a lot of mats and a lot of effort for me. You know, that's how I am. But I want to just sort of get it all resolved for you so that you can see how easy it is to make. Alrighty, now, and forgive me if anybody's watching and has made this one before. I haven't put it together before, so this is my first time. I will be using some foam pads. I didn't have these small round dots, so I'm going to use the foam pads and I'm going to cut them just so that I've got them, you know, in smaller sizes. And I am also going to be using my Montmartre tacky glue. So if any, I just got these. I think Bostic sent me this just to see how I liked them. Haven't used them yet, so I thought I'd give it a go. I don't do a lot of paper craft like Paul, so, you know, for me it's a bit of a, how's it going? Alrighty, and so because they're quite large, I'm just going to cut them sort of in half just so I've got some. So you can see here, I'm just cutting them in half so they're roughly the same size. Alrighty, now step one is we need to assemble the base of the background. So I'm going to move all the tiny little bauble-y pieces and just over to the side for now. Now, step one is knowing your order. So if you look at this, you can kind of see the order that it all needs to go in. So we'll start with the lightest blue on the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to place foam dots around. And we're going to, oops, pop them sort of at the top. You want to keep where you put your dots consistent with each other, because you're going to want to create stability around the bauble. So I'm actually going to do 6 dots on each piece. So I went top to bottom and then 2 in between. And then the next piece I'm going to place, because it's next in order, will be this darker blue than the light one. Now you want to try and keep it lined, or it might help if I actually remove the bits, because, you know, Natalie has no brain right now. Thank you for answering the questions, guys. You are amazing. I'm just making a mess here. Clearly I don't have my fake nails on today, so it's going to be a challenge. So you want to make sure that you do line it up pretty perfect. Squeeze it down. And then likewise, you put the foam dots in the exact same places that you had the other ones. So this actually creates some stability, because the last thing you want is to be putting it in the middle bit here. If I put a foam dot here in between, when I push down, it's not actually going to create that bridge that you want. So you want to put them on the same places that you've placed your dots in the previous ones. You have not missed much, Pezza. Definitely better late than never. Thank you and welcome to my live. So I'm just going to pop the dots on. Clearly you can see I'm not usually a paper crafter, so please forgive me. And then I just take the tops off. Oh yeah, I probably should too, but you know, I'm committed this far. So the next one here that we have is actually this teal piece. Now this piece, you want to make sure that it sits so that you can see here, so that the waves still keep going. If you wanted some waves to go up or down, you can. I'm going to have mine sit sort of as parallel as I can, and then press down in those pieces where you've got your foam. And then once again, pop the next layer on. So you can see here we're just building on the place we already have. And Natalie gets stuck to everything because she always does. Hey Karen, how are you? Please feel free to chit chat. I can see what you guys are doing, or saying, I should say. Hey Patty. So I'm just creating, oh my goodness, someone's having a barbecue near my house and I can smell it from outside. I'm very envious right now. I feel like I might want a barbecue. So the next one after this is the yellow piece. So the yellow piece, you just pop it on where you would like it to sit. So it creates a little bit of dimension, you can see. And then last but not least we have is this nice green bit. Now what I've done on this green bit, and I'm not sure if you can see very well, but I've foiled the outside. Now if you don't have the foil tool, you can definitely write, but I want you to keep in mind that with this design, because of how fine the writing is, you definitely need to use a 0.4, like a fine tip marker, fine tip pen, not a 1mm marker. The 1mm marker will not be legible when you're finished with it. So keeping that in mind, guys. So I'm just popping my dots on. Yes, Carrie, I wanted to make sure for those people who don't like glitter, and like every year I do my glitter baubles, but I wanted to make sure that there isn't any loose glitter here. So for anybody like Paul who hates glitter, I wanted to make sure that he was covered. Oh, might help if I get this off. The only glitter that will be used tonight is glitter iron-on, but that's another story. So we'll just peel this bit off. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it as in frame as possible. It's, you know, when you've got that habit of how you craft and then you're filming it, so you have to make it so that people can see as well. Girly sawdust. Yeah, Paul doesn't like girly sawdust. I don't even know if he likes man sawdust. So pop that on there. So we're pretty consistent. So that's all there. So now what I need to do is I need to, I think I maybe missed a piece here. Yeah, I probably missed a little piece here that I forgot to pop on. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop a piece on this guy. I don't feel like I need to like fully glue everything, but I'm going to pop a little piece on the back of this brown guy. And I'm actually going to stick him up underneath the green in a moment. But I'm going to attach my koala completely to him. so that when we pop him up underneath, we just slot him in there. If I can get him in. Come on guys, stop getting stuck. So I'll just slot him in and attach him in there. So don't stress, you can still add him in later. So what I need to do next is I'm going to get my tacky glue. Hi Julie, how are you? Yes, Paul, you definitely came at the right time. We were all talking about you. So, and also this project is very much a cardstock project, so it's very much up your alley, buddy. And of course my tacky glue does not want to come out. So I've got a little bit there. And no, I'm not as sophisticated as Paul when it comes to what glues I use. I just use whatever is cheap because I don't make a lot of card projects. So Paul has all of like the right gear. So if you want to know what's the right gear to use, check out Paul. If you want to just wing it like me and use the cheap stuff you find at your discount stores or anywhere, you can follow me. Not that Paul's stuff isn't cheap. It's just I wouldn't know where to find half of it. However, Paul will be very proud of me in a moment. And I'll show him why. So I'm just going to get my surfboard out of the way because I'll do him last. I have a lot of pieces here that I will need to pop onto my koala. And I have this magical tool that I found in my craft room, Paul. It is the Pick Me Up. See, I can be a little extra sometimes. So the Pick Me Up, like if you've seen any of Paul's, has a bit of like blue tack at the end. I don't know if you can see that. And it will help you pick up items that you need to glue. So, awesome. I'm just checking the comments, guys. Sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first up I need to get some of this white on the koala. So I need to pop a little glue where I need it. Thankfully the tacky glue will dry clear, so I'm just going to pick that up. And then I just use the back just to edge it into place to make sure it's perfect. And likewise I've got a little ear. And we just use the back of it just to pop it in place. Now this guy is a little bit upside down. So I'm going to pop in there. And he's in place. So my little koala's looking a little bit better. Yes, Craft Online have these pick-me-ups. That's where I got it based on Paul's recommendation. So I definitely think that Paul does have some good knowledge on where to source everything. And then a little red hat. So he's looking a little bit more festive. And I'm going to pop the green leaves on the front here so they go just a little dab in everywhere. If I had a fine tip bottle I would. So what I'm going to do is I know that this bad boy sort of sits on top here. Now there's nothing for it to attach itself to, so I'm just going to make sure it sits perfect. So you can see that sits on the top, so it doesn't cover the full darkness of the tree, but it does sit on the top. So now because I've got this koala built. I need to actually pop him inside the tree. I should have done him before I put the green on, but that's okay. I don't think there's any right or wrong way when it comes to our crafting. So please keep that in mind. You don't need to be perfect. I'm just slotting this bad boy in. I'll lift the tree up a little. Alrighty, so I'm just going to give it some pressure from behind, so just bear with me. So you can see here, he's up. We still have the dimension all behind. You can see lots of dimension of him. He's quite thick, so he's going to be fine. Thanks, Carrie, for looking that up. I'm going to pop, I've got some baubles here, so I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, I should have 5 baubles. Of course, I've lost one. You guys know me, right? Oh, there he is. I should have 5 baubles there, so I'm going to pop a bauble in, a dot in each spot. Which I've done here. Now, it's preference. I cut these in plain. Veronique on hers cut it in glitter. I was trying to keep the glitter on this live to a minimum, so that's why you don't see it here. There's no rhyme or reason here, it's just wherever I think it looks pretty. Now, I'm just going to give it a little bit of pressure. And then all I have left is my little surfboard. I was going to call it a snowboard, but that's not right. So I'm just going to give a dab of glue if it wants to come out to my surfboard, which I will pick up with my pick-me-up just to make it easier. And give it some so I've got a little red bit and pop a bow on it. So someone's gotten a new surfboard for Christmas. So you can see a little surfboard. And I'm actually going to cut just half of this dot so I can give it some dimension as well. I want it to sit up a little bit too. Put the rubbish on the floor like I normally do. It's alright, I do clean it too after every live. So just pop this here. Now, people might see this file and think that it's scary, but please don't be scared by it, because most of the time it takes is to cut it. So you can see here we've got a bit of dimension to our little one. The file that she has also has a koala with a gum tree, but I really wanted to do the surfing one. And so what we simply do is we take our bauble, the ones that come in half, and I've just slotted it in there. Now this bad guy won't move, but if yours does move, you can pop a little bit of hot glue just the top and the base just to keep him going. But once I've put him in, because I've used the 8cm ones, once I've put him in the bauble, he's amazing. Now you can pop, like, maybe if you wanted to, you could write a nice little message on the back of it. I'm going to leave mine like this, and then you grab, sit Ubu, sit, good dog. You will grab, where's my ribbon? Yeah. I'm just going to grab a little bit of ribbon and just tie it. Now, I'm not saying I'm a professional ribbon tyer, so please don't judge me, and it's not going to be tied for the purposes of the ribbons I put on the top of my bows, but I'm very much particular about how I pop ribbon through the holes. I don't want to pop it in straight through, because then when it hangs, it'll actually twist. So if I pop the ribbon straight through and then I hang it on a tree, it'll actually sit side on. So I actually want to have this popped through, and I'll show you what I do. Alrighty, so I'm going to try and pop through. Of course, Natalie's hands don't want to cooperate. Alright, so now let's pretend that I'm going the other direction, because Natalie's piece of wire won't do what she's telling it to do. And normally I'd use a thinner wire, but this just happens to be the one I have laying around. So I pop just loop it around. Yes, that is perfect, Patty. If you don't have a bauble to pop it in, then you can just glue the ribbon around the edge, and that will finish it off perfectly. So I'm just bringing this through. Now I'll remove my wire. Saves me threading it, and then I just like to pop that through there, so I get like a nice little tie, and then simply just tie a nice little knot at the top. D, definitely ribbon inside to cover the layers. That would look nice too. I'm not too concerned about that. I don't think that they're going to be that much. And then obviously I don't have my lighter here to frame it off, but we've got a bauble. You can pop another big bow on the top. I didn't want to really put a big bow on this because it's got a nice little greeting written around the edges. So, you know, I thought that was really cute, our little Aussie surfing dude. So that's that one. So that's bauble one done, because, you know, I can speak well. I'm not going to be using any of the foam tape. I'm just going to quickly just tidy this space so I can get started on the second bauble. Well, the second and a half. We've kind of halfway done some. Alrighty, so come here, bad boy. And of course my bin is over the other side of the room. Natalie's always prepared. Alrighty, so this bad guy is ready. So what we're going to do is we're just going to show you how easy it is to decorate something like this. So I'm going to pop on over into Design Space, if it will load. Is that showing for you guys? Awesome. Alrighty, so I may not be able to read your comments. I'm just going to try and resize so I can see if I can find the comments. I'm just simply going to go into my projects, and I'm just going to use the word piece. This is what I consider like a Ray Dunn inspired bauble, so very similar to the Ray Dunn baubles in the past. I'm going to do this a size of 2 inches only, and I'm going to click on Make It. Now I'm using, for this one, I'm going to use my Smart material, so I'm going to click on for the Cricut Smart material only. And I don't need to mirror it because it's just self-adhesive, but you can use iron-on onto these projects as well. So please don't stress or worry about that. Alrighty, so I'm going to click on Continue. And I'm going to, it is Smart Vinyl Permanent. Alrighty, so I'm just going to jump back over in terms of the camera. Alright, so this is the Smart Vinyl I'm working with. It's very shimmery. It comes in a pack that has a nice, well, they call it party pink and cornflower. So this is actually a champagne color. So I'm just going to load him into, actually I'll start from the other end. So it just measures the material. Now I'm just going to scooch over here, and I'm just going to make that slightly bigger for you guys. And when we are in Design Space, we just need to make sure that we remember to hit go. Alrighty, so now that that's finished, we just come back over into Design Space and we just click on Unload to unload the mat. So that's something that I get so confused all the time to remember to do, but just make sure you do it every time. So now my mat's unloaded. I'm just going to trim it off, and I'll keep a little piece for later, and we just weed that bad boy. And just the middle bits. So I'll pop that there. Now I don't know if I need a new piece of transfer tape or not. This is just the leftover transfer tape from the Craftathon the other day. You know, I'm very much a reuser if I can. Rub it over from the back as well, burnish from the back. And what I do is, it's quite strong, so I kind of bend it right where, oops, where the letter is, just so that I can let it help it off the backing. I'd bring it closer to show you guys, but it's kind of hard to show. Alrighty, so pieces off, you can see him here, and I'm literally just going to apply him here. You can do anything, you can do a stag head, or, you know, Santa Claus head, or anything like that. Once again, I use this thing here through the hole. Now you're probably just like, Natalie, what are you on? Now all I got to do here is loop this guy up here, close that, and it just helps bring it through, so that, when I say it helps bring it through, so if I have it coming through, it means that I'm not going to get fraying in my twine. I don't know how hard it is sometimes to thread twine into a bauble, but I hate that. You always end up with it looking horrible. Now once again, pop it around, give it that there. Now I'm just going to I'm going to leave the extra decorations for this one until I finish the other one that I'm going to do with wood, because they're going to be very similar, but this is the step one for the vinyl piece of it. So please enjoy. You can do that in any color you want. You can use any color paint. I just really liked the black. Now with this bad boy, I'm just going to peel him off from the other side. I wanted to see how good the paint looks on the other side, in case we need to do another coat. Come on. Of course, Natalie can't get it to peel. Because I don't have I can't put it on the table because it might be still a bit wet. And because I don't have my long nails, it's near impossible. Alrighty, you can see there. Looks pretty good. I'll leave it to dry a little bit. It's still a bit wet in the centers. So you can see there it's still a bit wet. So I'm going to leave it to dry a little bit longer. And in the meantime, I'm going to get started on my other wooden bauble. Now, I'm going to bring you over to Design Space again, because this project I have saved in Design Space. Alrighty, we're going to go to my projects, and we're going to go to the Infusible Ink one. So can anybody guess what I'm actually going to what's that thing called? What I'm going to do with this bauble. Alrighty, so I've already sized this to be 2.5 inches in size, which is roughly the width of around the bauble. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to opt away from the black. I don't have any scrap black at the moment, so I'm just going to do it 2 pieces. Now, I go make it, and I'm going to be using a mat for this. So I'm just moving some stuff out of the way so that we have a safe space to work with. Alrighty, so if I'm just working with the mat and hit done. Alrighty, the first one, I'm just going to get into a habit. They both need to be mirrored because I'm working with white glitter iron-on and I'm working with infusible ink, so they both need to be mirrored. Even though they're symmetrical right now, it's just a habit, so just keep that in mind for when you are using something that might have words on it. Click on continue. Select machine. Now the first one here is I'm going to go into browse all materials, and in iron-on it's just going to be glitter iron-on, and hit done. Alrighty, so I'm just going to jump over to my screen now, my overhead. We're going to peel off the cover of this mat, and I'm just going to trim down a little bit of this glitter iron-on. And apply it to my mat. Now that's the glitter side down onto the mat for anybody who has not worked with glitter iron-on before. And load it into the mat. And I just press go on my computer. Alrighty, so I'm going to unload that mat and peel it away. And then the next piece, I haven't even opened it because, you know, I'm all about being authentic in the day and not being prepared. So I'm just going to open it. Now some people open it from the bottom. I always open it from the top. I don't know. You can't change me. I'll always do it this way. So we've got our little container here. I'm going to give them a pop open. Oh, I should have done the black. There's black in here. I just didn't even see what color I was working with. So I'm actually just going to work with just the buffalo plaid. So this buffalo plaid in the Joy size is available in Australia. So I thought, even though we don't have a wintry kind of Christmas, I thought it would be really cute to get like a traditional look, or if you're sending anything back. So I'm just going to pop that in. Now I need to make sure that in my design space I go through and I tell it that I'm using infusible ink. So don't stress. You do need to tell it in between what you are using. So if I can just find the infusible ink setting, I probably went too far. Where is it? There it is. Done. And it will now be ready to go. It's going to make sure I've got enough. And then I select go. Oh, I've never heard of that, Janine. So I'm going to just trim down this while we're waiting for this to cut. And we're just going to hit unload on my mat. Trust me, I'm making a massive mess here, guys, just so you know. Alrighty, so I'm just going to trim this bad boy down. Try not to touch the infusible ink as much as possible. I'm actually thinking about investing in some cotton, what are those things called? Cotton gloves, just so that when I'm working with infusible ink, I don't get anything on them. So I'll just pop that all back in there, pop it to the side, and I'm just going to pop my mat to the side as well, because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to unplug my, I don't have enough extension cords here, so I'm going to unplug and use my easy press for this, so I need to make some space. But in the meantime, let's get this cracking. So the cracking method with infusible ink is literally just bending it and peeling it. So for here, let me just make sure I can see what you guys can see. So for here, we would literally just bend it here. So bend it at the edge and crack it. So that's done there. We've got all that done. Pop it in the garbage floor and just weed the glitter here. So I've got those two pieces. I'm just going to pop them to the side briefly along with that, and I'm going to bring up my easy press. So let me just plug this bad boy in. Sorry guys, this tutorial is going to take longer than an hour, so if you bear with me, I'll be your best friend. Yeah, I'm sure I could, Amanda, but I just struggle in general. I just don't go out very often. So I'm just going to set my settings for the glitter portion of it first. So that gets done first. I'm going to set that bad boy up here so I don't lose it. And I'm going to press. Now it's okay that it presses over the hole. I'm going to poke a hole back through it later. So don't stress about that. But this gives you an idea as to the size it's going to use. I was using the mini, but I love the consistent, just pop it on, pop it off. Possibly. Yes, the mess is definitely part of all the fun. So I'm just waiting for this to get to temperature, so I do apologize here. After this, the rest of it's super fun and playful and not so messy. Oh, it is messy, but yeah. One of the next baubles that I'm going to use will actually we'll be playing with water. So stay tuned for that part. Awesome, Yvonne. Happy for you to stay as long as you want. What's witching hour, Wendy? So I'm just working out my spacing. I'm just sort of making it sort of really even. Keeping in mind where the hole is on the other side. So you want to make sure when you do your buffalo plaid that you're lining it up. I'm nearly at temperature, just this bad boy hasn't been turned on since the weekend, I think. Yes, Kerry, you definitely can use the infusible ink that's compatible with the Joy on your Maker or your Explore Air 2. It's not an off the mat, it's not smart material. So don't have to stress about that. It's when the kids are all grumpy. Clearly I don't have kids, so I don't know when kids are grumpy. Wine hasn't kicked in yet. I don't drink wine either. So of course it hasn't kicked in. But I haven't had dinner yet, so my witching hour is coming up. So pop that there. Super hot. Remember, your wood is going to expand in the heat, so I'm just going to pop that to cool it down somewhere, just so I can take it off. Just use what on the mat. So now I've popped that off. keeping in mind my dot is here, so I want to keep it at the top. And I'm going to increase my temperature because Infusible Ink infuses at 195. So I should have changed that straight away. So I'm just trying to see, and do apologize, I'm trying to get that dot as close to the middle. The middle, apparently I can't speak, as possible. Now, you do need to use your Infusible Ink, the butcher's paper that comes with the Infusible Ink. Yeah, you just put it on the mat. It's the Infusible Ink for the Joy is simply just a smaller size that is cut down to fit on the mats. It's not any different to the Infusible Ink that you get for the other mediums, so don't worry about that. All right, I'm just getting some space because I really don't want to burn my fingers here. With the butcher's paper, Wendy, there is no one way to put it, so you can put it either way. I'm glad your kids have left home, Kay. Let's hope I didn't move it too much when I was applying. It's a scary part. I don't want to like move it in case I have to pop it back down. I'm going to pop it back down. So because the wood expands, I'm just giving it a bit more heat and a bit more pressure. Because the wood expands and it concaves, to get that even, you do need to pop a little bit more pressure than normal. Definitely, Yvonne, you do need to have the glitter on first, so it won't just infuse onto a cork coaster if it's not either a sublimation one or with glitter iron-on. Definitely baking paper works, Kerry, but when you buy your Infusible Ink transfer sheets, you actually do get the butcher's paper. And I know that it's already beeped, but I always give it a little bit longer than what we should. Wish me luck. My tester for this wasn't as bright as I wanted it. Oh, I definitely need my mini. Sorry guys, I'm getting my mini out because I can get right into the center with the mini. So, in an effort, watch me use nearly every single device I have, and lucky they're right underneath the table. So, setting is the highest setting on the mini. You still need your butcher's paper. I'm going to move this easy press out of the way while that heats up. So you can see here it's getting there, but I want all of that. So, and this is a test. So as an example, this is the one I did the other day using the wildflowers. You can see a little bit of the wildflower pattern on it. Yes, HTV works great on cork coasters. So instead of moving it around, I'm just going to slowly move it. Definitely love that it heats up super quick, Wendy. I want to get right in that middle. So thank you. I love the effect. I just really wanted the buffalo plaid. It just takes a little bit longer on the wood, I think. I'm just going to check it because I want to go slow because I don't want it to like, definitely need a heap here where my finger is. So it definitely needs to be right in the middle. It's bloody hot, to tell you that much now. So I'm going to pop it right down in the middle. No worries, Lisa, there's still lots that we're going to be doing. I'm not right at the end yet. And I'm going to cheat a little. I'm going to use, so I can see specifically where it needs to go. It's super hot, so proceed with caution. I'm all about testing my boundaries and learning new things. You can tell that it's hot because I'm using a weeding tool. Yeah, it does concave in a lot. So you can see it's getting there. It's just getting those center bits. But you know what? Like, it's all about experimenting with these ornaments. So just be very careful of your fingers. It gets very hot, remember. Still getting there. It's just because the wood concaves. Maybe if I be naughty and instead of using an easy press mat, because that's very hot. Great thinking, Yvonne. I'm trying. And you could tape this down with your heat resistant tape. I just couldn't be bothered. I think I'll finish him off. He's really hot. I'll let him cool down a little bit so he concaves back up, and then we'll finish him off at the end, okay? So don't stress. We will get him finished. He's just a bit hot to touch right now. And I'm scared I'm going to burn myself, and I don't want to encourage you guys to burn yourselves either. So what we'll do is we will finish off this purple bauble before we get onto the water stuff, the water play. So I'm going to use another Ray Dunn inspired design. Now I say this because I've already got them designed, but you could do anything. You could put up a name on this, anything you like. So it's going to go on the back. So yeah, it's all touch dry. It's going to go on the back of it. So don't put your vinyl on the piece where it has the paint. Oh great, Janine, that will work perfect for you. So I'm going to go over to Design Space, and I'm going to go to my projects, and I'm actually going to pick a different word to piece. So I'm going to go Customize, hi Penny, Replace, and I'm going to use the word Mary. Let's just use Mary. So I'll delete these ones. Now my bauble, if you can remember, is about 3 inches wide. So I'm going to increase this not quite to 3. So it's about 3.25 inches wide, nearly 3.5. So I'm just going to bring it to that size and click on Make It. And I will be using Smart Vinyl. So I'm going to use Smart in white. And then click Done and Continue. So Smart Vinyl Permanent. And then we're just going to bring us back over to here where I have my Smart Vinyl Permanent used before. bring it out. We load her in. It will measure to make sure it's the right size. And then I simply click on go. No, Wendy, I'm going to put the vinyl on the front of here, so I don't need to mirror. It's not iron on, it's just going to go on the front. If I put it on the back of it, you're not going to see it because I've got the paint already. And just unload. And trim her down. And then we're going to weed her. No stress, Wendy. No need to mirror. I would hope that I would remember if I needed to mirror, but you know, we're all human. But this one, we definitely don't need to mirror. The paint that I used for this one here is just an acrylic paint. So hopefully that focuses well. It's just from Spotlight. Alrighty, so where did I just put my transfer tape here? Once again, it's just reusing transfer tape. You can pop a name. This is the Four Seasons Decor font in Design Space, which reminds me a lot of, I should probably use a new piece of transfer. Let me just see if I've got a stronger. Alright, I'm going to use some strong grip on this instead of this one from the Craftathon, because it's very, I always find that sometimes with the Joy vinyls, even though they're the, what are they called, smart vinyls, they're harder to get off the transfer tape, except if you use the strong grip, they are a lot easier as long as you don't burnish them too much. Come on. Time top off, guys. Do your job. Have a merry old time. And I always use my weeding tool just to help as well. I don't want to burnish it too hard, so hey Jessica. Alrighty, so I'm just going to pop Mary on there. Now the great thing is, because it's acrylic, it will come off even though I've used strong grip. So that's that bad boy there. Obviously you can pop a bow on it. I don't have a white ribbon here at the moment, so I'll pop a bow on it later before I take a really nice picture. So for the time being, we're actually done with the Cricut. So I'm actually going to move it, because we will be playing with some water at some point, and I do not want to get that on my machines. So just moving it out of the way, because you can hear me throw things around, because that's how I clean as I craft. Alrighty, pop everything out of the way. Let's decorate this bad boy here first, and just see if I can just quickly get this infused. Even whilst it's heating up, I can definitely give it some heat. but there's two really messy baubles coming up, which I'm not going to put vinyl on yet because they'll take a little bit to dry, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm just going to keep infusing this one. It's at temperature, so let's just hope that it comes out. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work, like, let's be real, but it worked on this one, so I can't see why it shouldn't work on this one. So just keep checking it because, you know, I want it to be nicely infused. It's the top here that's being a pain in the buttocks. So you can see here it's nice and it's getting nice here. If this doesn't infuse quickly, then I'll do it offline. Why am I standing on things? Slowly getting there, but I think I might just finish this one. You can see here it's halfway there. I just need to get up the top here a little bit more, and there's still lots of ink on there, so I will finish that one off and I'll send a nice little picture. So don't stress about that, guys. Like I said, it was just going to be, it was like a tester for me. So got my handy dandy glue gun. We'll just decorate the top of the piece so that at least we can finish some baubles. My glue gun is from Spotlight. I'm just throwing things around here right now. It's a Sure Bonder one. It's one of my favorites. I did buy just from Spotlight some holly, which I'll be using. I have already cut some leaves off. However, I will be using some of these little pips here and then some leaves. So I've just pulled some off. There's heaps. That sprig, I think I got it on sale, so it came down really cheap. And I also just cut these bad boys as I need them as well. So I'm just going to cut the middle, cut that. Actually, I don't need one of these, so which one? I'll get rid of this bad boy. So I've got two there. I don't need the long guy. And this guy's a little fat, so we'll get rid of him. I'll be able to use these two pieces, so it's not a big issue. I'm just going to get rid of that as well. Actually, I might actually pull some of, instead of these guys here, I'm going to use some of this guy and some of that guy. Alrighty, so I'm not going to be too picky. I'm just going to sort of glue them in. Actually, I might not even need those bits. I might just glue them as they are here. So simply just a dab of glue on one side of my twine. And I'm just going to use my weeding tool just to get it, help me position it and put some pressure on it without getting glue or burning myself. Oh, sorry, getting glue on my hands or burning myself. Likewise, we're just gonna pop that bad boy there. Sorry guys, I also say bad boy quite a lot. And I'm just going to pop a little bit in the middle on top of the twine. And this guy, I don't like how he sits there, so I'm just going to pop a bit of glue there. And just move him up so he sits a little bit upright. And then I have an ornament. So if you can use whatever, I know that Kylie, when you do your animal baubles, you've got a lot of little bits and pieces to decorate. I just wanted to work with some holly, very traditional look. But you can decorate it with whatever. So really effective. You can have a whole bunch of them on your tree and they'll look really cute. Likewise, you can decorate any of the ones with the Infusible Ink. And I'll decorate mine when I'm finished with him. So we've got some of these guys done. Alrighty, so I'm going to unplug my glue gun. I don't want any electrical near what I'm about to do next. I'm going to move my Easy Press Mini. I'm going to move my mess. Alrighty guys, and I'm actually going to hang these guys up because I'm actually going to start working with this ceramic bauble. So I'm just going to hang these guys, actually I might hang them both on the opposite hook just so that they don't get wet either. So we're just going to hang them up on this cup holder, just so you know what I'm working with. Pop this bad guy down here and some water. So I'm going to work with a plain disc as well as the ceramic one. We'll do the ceramic last. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do here is going to be similar to hydro dipping. So you guys have probably all seen the videos where people get spray paint and they spray it into a bucket continuously and it makes swirls and a marbling effect. Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm actually going to do that with what is called the Marabou Easy Marble paints. So these are the paints. They have quite a strong scent to them. These are the colors I'm using. So I've got lavender, aubergine, and aqua green. So they're the colors I'll be working with. They need a really good shake up. So when you get them, you need to definitely mix your colors so that it, you know, works. I have a link below where to get them from, so please check that out. I don't have the details right in front of me. I did buy these originally from Craft Online, but every time I go to find more colors, it definitely is always sold out. And yes, you can use like a nail polish because these are an enamel paint basically. So I've got them all sort of shook up. I need to make sure I have the lids off them, ready to go. Now I'm just using an old bin for the sake of my ceramic bauble. I needed to have something quite deep to be able to pop him in. So just start off by popping different bits of the colors in. You're probably sitting there going, what are you on about, Natalie? This doesn't look anything like hydro dipping. And you have to kind of work sort of quick. So you don't want them to start setting. And then for this case, you should have gloves on. I don't have a glove on, so I'm going in that far. And I'm going to get, just so I don't have to go back up, I'm going to get a piece of cardstock to grab the rest of the paint so I don't end up with it reverse marbled. Someone's in trouble in Lismore. So I've grabbed the excess paint here, and then I have my marbled bauble. Now it dries pretty quickly at the moment. It's pretty much touch dry. It's a little bit sticky because of the, what would you call it? Because of the enamel on it. So it still does need to dry. So I'm going to grab this guy here. Just so I can create something for it to hang on. So I can hang him up to dry. I don't want to have him sit flat on anything. So I'm just going to give him a hanging. But like you can see, a really nice marble effect. Using those 3 different colors. And there's lots of colors you can pick from. So I'm just going to hang him up, and then we're going to clean up the ink in here. So I'm just going to get another piece of cardstock because I'm actually going to use different colors for the ceramic bauble. So just to show you, yeah, it does need to be slightly warm, Ricky, so like room temperature water, not like straight out of the tap, because when it comes out of the tap, it's been in the cold pipes. So I actually filled this water up from the tap before my live, about half an hour before my live, and then I just sort of let it sit whilst we did the live, which is why I would much prefer to show you this and have it done right, and that's why I didn't rush into it. So you can use a sieve to try and get this out, but you know, cardstock, any of the enamel will stick to the cardstock as well, so don't stress. Now, for the sake of this bauble here, I'm actually just going to quickly put a glove on my hand because I don't want when I tested my ceramic, it went absolutely everywhere. So I've just got a glove here for the hand that's going to be in the water. Now the colors that I'm going to use here, you can see, are a rich green, a ruby red, and a gold. So we give them a shake. Oh, 100% D, that would make a really great gift tag. I've even got some other acrylic blanks that I'm going to have a play with. They've got, what have I got? I've got some bookmarks that I'm going to use as gifts as well this year. So you can pop your vinyl on the top of that afterwards. Right now it just needs to dry for a little bit. So I'm very shook up. Take my lids off. Yvonne, I've tested it on plastic bauble. It does marble onto the bauble, but they're quite see-through. So that is just something to keep in mind. So if you had maybe a glitter on the inside, like a white glitter, and then you marbled the outside, that would definitely work. Lots of golds there. Try and get some sort of an effect. So you can see there it started, I didn't work quick enough. So now because there's this on the outside of the bauble, I need to actually take it in from different angle. So it's got some water in it. So we have a bit of a marble. It's a bit brighter because my bucket's small. It's a bit brighter on one side and lighter on the other. But I did go in with mainly this side showing, which is not an issue. You might like it different. You can go back in if you like, just to get a more layered effect. So I've gone in and gotten some more on the other side. I can also add just to get some more. So you can create different bubbles effects, but I really like the front with the gold. So you're not guaranteed the same results every time, which is great about marbling. And I need to hang this bad boy up because I'm getting it everywhere. So I'm actually going to grab this paper towel and pop it underneath where he's going to hang. Let's get him hanging from up high. He's hanging. I'm going to grab another piece of cardstock and clean it up. So what I'll just do just to show you guys is the green and the red on a bauble, on acrylic bauble. Give her a little whirl. And then we go in, we can go all the way in. And there you've got it. So you've got your acrylic bauble here. Now you don't have to just do it on these types of blanks. I encourage you guys to go out. You can do it on dishes, pots, anything like pottery. My hand is full of paint right now. You can pretty much use it on anything, the bottom of those coffee mugs that you would normally use with your marble, with your nail polish. This is the same thing that you can do. And we're pretty much ready. We're done. So I'm going to come back to my full screen, which I haven't seen my face for a long time, because this place is an absolute mess. You'll see later. I'll send a behind the scenes shot maybe. So I hope you guys have had some fun. I mean, I'm not a professional at marbling. I will finish off my Infusible Ink for you. And I will share all of these pictures in the next coming days. I just need to finish off all of them properly. But we'll just show you what we did achieve. So we do have the clear acrylic, which is gorgeous. We do have the paint, so the chalk paint. Oh, put it in front of your face, Natalie, it'll focus then. So the chalk paint with the self-adhesive vinyl. We do have the Infusible Ink on white glitter. I will share the other one when it's finished. We have this bauble, if I can just get him off. The marbled bauble, I like that side better. So let me just show you the marble. Pop him back onto. The other one's still a bit too wet right now. And then the one from the beginning that we almost forgot was our little cardstock one. So for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning, that was our little cardstock one. So they're all very different. I tried not to use glitter on them because I know that not everybody loves glitter, but I wanted to be, you know, as honest with what I did. I tried not to test many of them before the live because I'd prefer you guys to see if I fail, so you know what might go wrong. Oh, Pezzo, I'm glad I'm on your television. I'm hoping you guys have learnt heaps, and you know, I'll continue to test out different projects just to see what happens. Next week, Paul will be live, so our Thursday night lives will resume. So next week over on Scissors Paper Paul will be doing it's a really fun one. So he's gone to the Reject Shop, so a local discount store, and he's done an overhaul. He's grabbed like maybe $30 worth of stuff, and he's going to show you just how much you can get for 30 bucks and what you can make with the amazing cheap stuff that the discount stores have. So it's kind of like a little reject shop haul. So stay tuned. I'm really excited. He's got so much great stuff to show you guys next week. And who doesn't like glitter? Well, Paul doesn't like glitter, Wendy. Awesome. So yeah, we will be continuing and drumming up most of our Christmas lives. So I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, Paul is going to be live over on Scissors Paper Paul on Sunday for his Tea for 10. So stay tuned for that. I think he's got something exciting planned for that. He'll be on next week over at Scissors Paper Paul doing his reject shop haul, and I will be the week after. Anyway, guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'm sorry I've taken way much more. I'm sorry I can't speak English. I'm sorry that I took way too much time, but I really wanted to, you know, have fun and just enjoy them and show you how many you can actually do and the different ones. All right, guys, have a great night, and I will see you next time. Bye.